last talk that we have today is Tom O'Connor, SDR at Sales Confidence. Tom was the very first Sales Confidence employee jumping ship into the chaotic work routine of the startup straight from finishing his A-levels. He sold out 2019 SaaS Growth Conference 4 weeks in advance and has not only nailed it in marketing, but is also smashing it at the top of the leaderboard of their sales team. Not even mentioning the fact that he set up his own business, turning over 200K at the age of 17 from his bedroom. Please welcome Tom O'Connor onto the stage with his talk on the importance of self-development as an SDR.
Hey, Shabri, can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you. All your time.
Thank you so much. So I want to start off by giving you a little bit of a background and take you back 2.5 years ago. So 2.5 years ago, I was in my first year at sixth form, and I was looking at ways to make a little bit more extra money at the time. So I had a part-time job, but it wasn't really cutting it, to be honest. So I was looking at other ways I could make more money. And so after a bit of research online, I came across the business model of e-commerce and buying and selling products online. So I started listening to people in the industry and hearing some of the processes that they were following. And I eventually, through a bit of research, found a gap in the market in the men's jewelry niche. So after I identified the gap in the market, I instantly jumped on this. I started learning from people who are successful in the industry through a lot of their free content. And yeah, so I just started, I learned the basics of social media marketing, setting up a brand and setting up a Shopify store. So after a while, I had everything set up. Obviously, I was still at school at the time. So it took a little while, but it was more like a side project for me. So once everything was set up, I then started to invest my own money into advertising. And to start off, like the results that I was getting straight off the bat were pretty good. And over time, I started to make a decent amount of profit. So going a couple months after that, I sort of fell into this slump where I really struggled to scale my sales past a certain point. The profitable ads that I was running then became breaking to the break-even point. I then came to the break-even point, and then eventually I started to lose money. So I had to take a step back from the business and sort of, so I took a step back. I realised what was going wrong. I realised it wasn't the product, it wasn't the market, going off the other competitors in the industry. I could clearly see there was a market for my product. And I realised the problem was, it was me. I literally just didn't have the right skills at the time. So then I decided to start taking this business more seriously and turning it from a side hustle into my full-time project while still managing my A-levels at school. So eventually I started investing my own money from my part-time job at the time and some of the profits I was making into my online business. And I started learning from the people who were pioneers in the industry. And after attending a few of their courses and paying money for mentorship and coaching, I instantly saw the results. And then it soon got to the point where I was making from £400 to £1,500 a day and scaled my store to become one of the most successful brands in the industry. And then by the time I was 18, I managed to turn over 200K from my bedroom. So that's my story in terms of building my business. And then after that, I sort of hired a few freelancers and had the business running and all. I had loads of friends going off to uni at the time, but it wasn't really for me. So I then decided I wanted to get a job in social media marketing. And through my school's alumni, I came across this guy called James Ski, as you know, as the CEO and founder of Sales Confidence. And instantly he hired me. I told him about my story and my background in building a business. And he hired me on a 4-month project to sell out tickets to SaaS Growth 2020. Fast forward 4 weeks before the conference, like Fabry said, I managed to sell it out with 350,000 revenue leaders in the room, and it was a huge sellout success. So I want to go back to the sales slump that I was in with my business, because I really think this applies to sales, especially during the current climate right now, when you're having to work from home, you might be struggling to find that motivation, you've got deals being pushed back and you're getting rejected more than ever before. I think it's really easy right now to fall into that sales slump, and a lot of you, the vast majority of people in working in sales, will eventually find themselves in this situation. So, what I learned through my own experience in sales and joining sales, and also from my own business, is that in order to get out of this slump, the only way to get out of it is just through hard work and determination. One of the things I learned through a fantastic founder, James Ski, is that when you're in a challenging situation right now, the only way to get out of it is by focusing on your A game, and also just go back to basics, follow the process. And right now, like depending on what marketplace you're in, most chances are most likely you'll find it it's really slow. So this might mean, like Gabriel was saying earlier, you've got to take accountability for it. Everyone's in the same situation, and it might mean you might have to build twice the amount of pipeline before and do twice the amount of outreach. Also, I think if you're struggling to get the results right now, you also need to take a step back. And this is something I learned from my own experience, as I mentioned earlier. You've got to find out what your weaknesses are. So at Self Confidence, we're really lucky to use a tool called Refract, which allows us to listen into our calls. And we dedicate time once a week to listening to each other's calls from the previous week, and we provide each other with constructive feedback. And this has been literally a game changer for us in terms of our own learning and development, and also for the new SDRs who have joined us in terms of their onboarding and then getting them up to speed. So I think once you've also found out what your weaknesses are in sales, you should then start to look at external areas to develop in these. So what I learned from my own experience was as soon as I sort of took a step back, found out what my weaknesses are, I then honed in on these and started investing in external areas, learning from the top people in the industry and how to get better in these areas. And this is what really took me to that next level, and it really applies to sales. So, especially at the moment, I think when you have that downtime, you're working from home. While I think it's really important to blend your personal life with the work life, um, you should also make sure you're utilizing this time and taking full advantage of it to invest in your own personal development. Now, some of you at your company might have personal development budgets, and if you do, you need to make sure you're using them. There's no better time right now to be investing in your personal development. But also, I think if you don't have the budget, or if you do, um, you need to take yourself seriously and be prepared and willing to invest your own money as well, not just your budget. If you really want to be serious about it and start getting the results that you want. And also, I think a lot of people attending this webinar are going to be, looking to move into that AE role because typically, if you're an SDR, BDR, an account executive is the next role up. So what it really comes down to is what are you currently doing right now to differentiate yourself from everybody else in the business? Um, have you got any coaches? Have you got mentors? Are you attending webinars? Are you investing in your personal development to take courses? One of the things for me at Self Confidence, luckily enough, we just launched our membership, and it's literally given me access to the top 50 sales leaders in the UK and short masterclasses, coaching and mentorship from all these leaders. And it's really taken my sales from here to the next level. And I think investing in your personal development is really what's going to separate you from being just an average SDR or BDR in your company to being a top performer, smashing it at the top of your leaderboard. So going back to the first 3 points I was highlighting, going back to the slump, I think one, you need to notice that you're in the slump. And then two, you've got to realize the only way to get out of that slump is by hard work, focusing on your A game, and also going back to basics and focusing on the right processes. The second one would be find out what your weaknesses are, um, and then speak to your colleagues, ask them to listen into some of your calls, get them to coach you, and also utilize your leaders. I know in the situation right now it may be hard to working remotely, but it's really important you keep that relationship and that communication within your team. And once you find out what these weaknesses are, invest in your personal development and really hone in on these areas to improve. And then finally, you really need to take it seriously. If you really want to get those results that you dream of, It's really important that you're differentiating yourself from everybody else in the business and then acting on this. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to your questions.